Hello everyone, welcome to the Steelers Free Agency 2023 video. I'm your host, Mackie Sports. You know how we do. We're going to talk about the Steelers free agency period so far, my thoughts, opinions, and yeah, let's start right into it. So, not going to go in any chronological order, just going to go through the signings, who we lost, etc., etc. So, with this free agency class, we really addressed the defensive side of the ball primarily. We signed Patrick Peterson, Landon Roberts, Cole Holcomb, Larry Ogunjobi, Damontae Kazee, and then on offense we signed Nate Herbig and Isaac Seumalo. I'll start off with the Peterson signing. Really got some mixed reactions with this one. I really like this move. If we're cool with him being a cornerback 2 or 3, someone to hopefully mentor our first round pick this year in the draft, and or second pick, third pick, whatever. Hopefully just a highly drafted defensive back. Hopefully someone he can mentor, and I definitely think that's what we're going. That's what we're going here. That's what we're doing here. So I like this move if he can just mentor someone, and we kind of just let him really play more of the veteran role type of style. I'm cool with that, but I think he'll be a good addition. Landon Roberts, linebacker. He's been in the league for about 6 years. He had over 100 tackles last year for Miami. Definitely more of a run-stopping type of a linebacker, not the best in pass coverage. I think he'll be all right. He'll definitely be a starter, considering Robert Spillane left for the Las Vegas Raiders, and Devin Bush left and signed with the Seattle Seahawks on a 1-year deal, I want to say. So our starting 2 linebackers gone from last year, and we cut Miles Jack. So literally it's an entire new group. So I definitely think they wanted to just fill those holes. And as far as the draft goes, maybe we'll draft the middle linebacker, like a Jack Campbell if he's there, but Landon Roberts was just someone at least to fill back in there. Which brings us to the next signing, Cole Holcomb, linebacker from Washington. Didn't get to play a whole lot last year, but definitely flashed. Definitely a younger player. Again, better, more of a run-stopping type, fast. Not the best in pass coverage, but he gives me big Robert Spillane vibes. Probably a better player than Spillane, but Pittsburgh definitely wanted to address. They wanted to address getting run-stopping players to really combat how our division plays, which is primarily on the ground. You know, you look at Cleveland with Nick Chubb, the way their team's built. They like to run the ball. The Ravens, the way they're built, they look to run the ball. And, you know, when you win, you beat teams in your division, that's key to a huge and successful season. So I really think they wanted to address getting some better run-stopping linebackers. So they get that with Cole Holcomb and Landon Roberts. One of the first free signings they did was Larry Ogunjobi. They signed him to a pretty decent deal for 3 years. Thought he was solid last year. Better as a run stopper more than a pass rusher. So I'm cool with this move. Again, if he's not there for us, then we're looking really more at D-line, even though I'm well aware of us drafting DeMarvin Leal in that last year, and we traded for a lot of them the year prior, but still need to get a starting defensive player. So now we got 3 new starters probably on defense. This next move was re-signing Damontae Kazee. This is more of a depth move in my opinion. Didn't get to see a whole lot of him last year because he suffered a broken wrist or a broken forearm or something, and he was really didn't even get to play a whole lot. He missed the whole first half of the year. I think his first game he came back was that Saints game. So basically after the bye week he came back. Thought he was a decent player. Made some decent plays. Really was used primarily in the 3 safety set formation we started running later on in the year. This is just more of a depth move, so I'm cool with it. You know, he's familiar. Didn't really get to see him make a whole lot of splash plays. But nonetheless, with Terrell Edmunds not being there, You know, you need someone there. So maybe if they lose Edmonds, they're okay with Kazee. Would be great to get Edmonds back. I don't think he's got much of a market right now. He's a free agent, so maybe we'll get him back, but we'll see. We'll now move to the offensive side of the ball, where we made 2 moves in actually real quick. We did lose Cam Sutton, which I was very surprised by, to be honest with you, which is probably why we ended up taking Patrick Peterson. Cam Sutton did sign with the Detroit Lions. Good for him. Get that money, man. Unfortunate we couldn't sign him. I don't really think we made much of an effort, to be honest with you. It would have been nice to keep him. I thought he was a solid player, a solid DB2, DB3 for us. Could play all over, you know, inside and out. Thought he was pretty good for us. You know, actually one of the very few defensive backs we've ever developed. You know, you look at Keenan Lewis, Cam Sutton, and I mean, that's all I really got for you on cornerbacks. I mean, he was a 3rd-round pick, and he turned out to be solid for us, but he did leave, so that sucks. But let's get to the last 2 signings of our free agency period, which was offensive line. Started off with Nate Herbig from the Jets. Was originally a undrafted free agent, I believe, with Philadelphia. So there's familiarity there with Andy Weddle, as he's now the co-GM. But Omar Khan is the GM, obviously. If you don't know that, then you don't really know Pittsburgh. There's a lot of familiarity there, and I'm glad. I'm honestly really pleased with this draft, in this free agency class so far. Nate Herbig was a starter last year for the Jets. More of a run blocker. Big dude. Can block good. I mean, really, just like I said, road grader. I think that'll be a nice depth move. I don't really look for him to be a starter on this line, but really just a nice depth piece. Maybe when we get into those big jumbo packages, we can bring him in. But really just, you know, if an injury goes down, we're not completely screwed. But this next guy I'm going to talk about, Isaac Seumalo from the Eagles, a right guard for them last year. Originally drafted 2019. Had a couple of injured kind of seasons there for a minute, but was fully healthy the last year and a half, I want to say. Now this guy's going to be the starting left guard for us. I don't doubt that. I fully expect him to start. And this dude is pretty freaking solid. A great run blocker. And I really think that's one thing we wanted to address was, let's get back to smash mouth football. Let's get back to Pittsburgh ball, which is running the ball and play good defense. We're going to beat you up on the ground, and then we're not going to let you do anything when we're on defense. So I really think that was the mantra here, and I think they've done a good job of getting back to that. Seumalo, hopefully he stays healthy. I think it would be a big signing, because now you're talking left tackle Dan Moore Jr., who is a decent run blocker, sometimes leaves a lot to be desired in pass protection at times, not going to lie. Still a very young player. This will be year 3 for him. Now you're talking at left guard, Isaac Seumalo. You know, you can plug him in. I think he'll do a nice job there. Mason Cole last year as a center, pretty solid. Didn't really get beat in pass protection. Maybe could have been a better run blocker, but solid again. James Daniels, who was a signing last year for us. Didn't really hear his name get called much. Solid. And then right tackle, Chukwuma Okorafor. He's okay. He's all right. He's not the worst. Not the best. We got him on a decent, hefty kind of contract, but didn't want to be left blank there when he was a free agent. And then you're talking about, as far as depth goes now, Kevin Dotson could be a trade bait potentially. But then you got Nate Herbig, Kendrick Green, who honestly looks to be a bust of a draft pick. And that's really about all I can think of at this point. So with this free agency class, I feel like we did a good job addressing the offensive line. Added a starter and a depth piece. On defense, you're looking at, you know, a starter in Patrick Peterson, a starter in Cole Holcomb, starter in Landon Roberts, Ogunjobi. So I really like this free agency class. And I think this will set us up well for this season. And this will set us up pretty well for the draft. Not leaving any huge gaps where we feel, you know, like we need to reach for anything. And that's what we always do every offseason. We make low-key moves. That way we're not feeling like we need to reach for someone. So hopefully this all turns out well and pans out as we expect it to. That's the video. Y'all have a good day and a great Monday. Don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and peace.